welcome to Contemporary Art Podcast with me, Lisa Fevral, and
Me, Cecilia.
and today we are having an emergency meeting apparently
Well,
because Cecilia really wants to show me something.
oh my
So
gosh.
we decided to record this one a bit sooner than usual
Yeah. It's just, I
because
think it's gonna be a nice, light, and funny, and like right now, I just need to start, and then you guys will understand everything because we're gonna laugh a little bit, and I want to see Lisa's reaction to the thing because I think we'll have fun. Okay, so Lisa, I'm gonna send it to you by text message, and I'll put it on the screen.
okay.
So, this is the new mascot for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. What do
What
you
the
think
heck is
this
that?
is?
A squid?
Nope.
A rocket?
Nope.
It isn't a rocket?
No, it's not a rocket. You are so not ready for what it is.
A hat?
Yes.
What kind of a gnome hat? Why are we doing? Are we? Is friends? Does friends have some kind of weird connection to gnomes or something like that? Like what is
I mean,
going on?
honestly, I wish because it would make more sense than why they actually picked this. So now I'm going to tell you exactly what it is.
Okay.
So during the revolution that we had this symbol of these hats that are called, how do you call them in English?
Just say them in French.
Phrygian cap.
Phrygian.
Yeah, so it's Phrygian, and it's a symbol of the French Republic.
What would that be in French?
Le bonnet phrygien.
I was hoping that maybe it's one of those things where it's like the same word in Russian too.
It could have been,
Or
honestly.
yeah. I mean,
So, yeah.
was it like kind of like a gnome hat, or did it look somehow different?
Not really. Like, so basically, this is like part of a very, very popular painting of the, like, they made of the revolution with this woman that symbolizes the revolution, which is called Marianne.
Oh, I found it.
Okay, so
Dude, it looks like a gnome hat. Come on. I
you're
thought
a
that
gnome.
maybe
It looks
I
like,
thought that maybe this is like maybe I
you know, the
got something
Smurfs?
wrong.
The Smurfs?
It looks like a Smurf hat. It looks like a gnome hat. I mean, come. Uh, I mean, like I thought that maybe like sometimes the illustrations they can be funky, and especially since this illustration has this weird legs on the side, right? So it looks like maybe it has little like things that at least cover up the ears, and then it would make it look like a different type of hat, not a gnome hat. But this is a gnome hat with a little front s- pouch thingy as well.
Yeah.
Girl.
Listen, I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, so out of any French symbols we have, they picked the Phrygian cap. And so basically, the comedy says they want the mascot to incarnate the French spirit, which is okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, the eyes are like, you can see the blue and like the blue and white of the French flag. There's like a
It's
little
a little
ribbon.
funny that it's like a red hat though.
Well, yeah. I mean, coming from the Russian girl.
That's why I'm laughing. Also, this hat looks a little bit like a Santa hat too.
I don't know. It just, and like
Whenever
the
it's
way,
blue with a toupee.
yeah, the way they made it, like, even as a doll and like a little character, like,
My Duolingo for French.
yeah. Well, could
The
not be,
notification is like,
yeah,
Lisa, you
it's just
haven't done
right
your
on
French for the
time.
day.
Could they be more
Mm-mm.
accurate? I don't think so. Like the fact that they were so proud to present the new mascot. I just like I'm gonna get so much from everyone. Like everybody who's gonna, discover and hear about it, they're gonna come to me. So
I mean, brace yourself. You've got 2 years to get it together
I
until
know
then.
I'm gonna hear about it so much. Yeah. Oh, as well as embodying our games, our mascots will carry them forward, showcasing the ambition of the games, which is truly revolutionary. I can't even say it. I'm so mad about it.
Wait,
Uh,
how is it supposed to? What? The games are revolutionary? What the fuck are they on?
I
This is the most, like, this is a display of wealth and of people pouring money into useless shit. I'm sorry to all the sports people. Like, I understand that sports is important. Like, it's
no,
important
but
to
like
be.
it's more the French committee that's organizing these games. Like, you know what? Just what do you think when you think about France? Like, what comes to mind? Like, what
That
would you?
symbol, like, that kind of, like, like the flower, the lily flower.
Yeah, okay. Like, even think about it. Making like
Fucking
little,
baguettes.
yeah, little pastry, like little croissant, little, like
Little
that'd be so
croissant, yeah.
cute. Like little
Yeah.
mascots, that's like little pastries. That would be
Macarons.
adorable.
Macarons.
Yeah, like there's so many
How do you
cute
pronounce
things.
macaron?
Macaron,
Macaroon.
macaron.
Roux.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, super stoked about it. Like, marketing team on point.
I mean, honestly, at the same time, it does bring more publicity when you choose something ridiculous.
We're definitely getting publicity. I don't know, like they're just people think they're a little bit ridiculous, but
Like, you
just
either go, I feel like you either go for like a really cute angle, but you would have to also choose something that could be marketed well, you know? Like beforehand, like making a little cartoon or something like that to go
but
viral or some shit,
imagine little
Or
pastries.
it's true, but I don't know.
I want
Listen,
a I
I
want a
don't know if it will
croissant like
be.
little plushie. I would buy it.
Honestly, yeah. I think that the one that we had was Chiburashka.
Yeah, yours were so cute. The Sochi
That's
one.
a Soviet cartoon character. I
Yeah.
love Chiburashka. The cutest bitch ever, honestly.
See, that was
There's like
clever.
this joke that my mom
Yeah.
keeps repeating from that cartoon. My mom always, like, whenever I say something that is kind of. Actually, let me tell you the little scene. So basically, Chiburashka is with the fuck is his name? Crocodile Gena, which is Crocodile Gena. It's this
Okay.
this Gene, Crocodile Gene, I guess. So he's big, right? And Chiburashka is small. And Chiburashka says, "Oh, I'm gonna carry the suitcase, and you carry me."
Oh my gosh. This is you? Throw
So
me
my mom
home.
always says, like, so like whenever I say something that's technically like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," but whatever she's supposed to do kind of
Yeah.
technically takes care of what I'm supposed to do. She's like, "Don't Chiburashka me."
I love it.
She's like, "You little Chiburashka." I'll carry the suitcase and you carry both of us.
I don't think I've ever heard anything more accurate to
And then
you.
also another joke that like went viral on Tumblr like a few years ago, where Chiburashka and Crocodile Jean, they're like walking on the um, what is it called, train tracks,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, if you ever get lost um, in wait, was it in life or something like that, or yeah, if you get lost, it's kind of like the same as in life or whatever. You just find, like, the train tracks and you follow them or whatever, something like that, right?"
Yeah.
And the joke is that they're like, "You will never get lost if you have the train tracks." And they keep walking, and then there's construction in the middle, and they're like,
That's,
Basically, very like existential kind
yeah,
of
it's like
humor.
follow the
Like
tracks, but like, yeah,
sometimes they end.
it's obstacles.
I need to no, I actually need to like find the proper joke and show it to you because like I feel like it was a lot better than this. This retelling was really bad.
That's, well,
Just
you know,
not
we
gonna
get the
lie.
idea.
See, oh, is it very difficult for you, Crocodile Jean, to carry all those things? You know, then I'll carry the things and you carry me.
It's so cute. See, like, why?
Oh, I loved it.
I'm
It's so
so mad about their
adorable.
decision.
We're gonna chat about which.
Okay. Jingle!
Will I be nervous if I'm chosen to be on the show? No. Why should I be? I am extremely comfortable being on national television.
Are
Oh,
you
dance
though?
break.
I would be terrified.
I don't think I would be terrified. I'd be okay, I think.
On
But
national television? I
yeah.
don't trust myself to like not say something stupid because of
No, I
stress.
would probably say something stupid or do something stupid or like fart or something like that. Obviously, I wouldn't, but you know, like you just don't know what's gonna happen. You
Exactly.
might
My
like
body,
fall.
I am not in control of my body,
You might
so
sneeze,
yeah.
and then and maybe it was a bad day,
Uh-huh.
and your nose was not empty. You don't know what's happening. You know, you don't
Honestly,
know what's
yeah.
gonna happen. So I'm not gonna say that like obviously something bad could easily happen. It's just my scale for what I would actually be scared of is a little different for me now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think I'm more scared when I'm on like waiting at the phone for my oncologist to call me. That's scary.
Remission, bitches.
Remissions, bitches.
Bra, bra.
I keep on
Uh,
talking in every video. Like I posted a video today, and at the end I'm like,
oh, I saw it.
remission,
Yeah, I watched
bitches.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, there's a
I
reason why I'm in such a good mood because
because I'm in remission,
I
bitches.
hope you make a like a short of this because it's pretty good.
Honestly, I should.
Yeah,
But you know, honestly, YouTube has been strange recently in terms of like,
I think they're adjusting to TikTok and like the new, you know, like reels and stuff.
I think so, and like I don't know, it's been weird because like things are always performing in a weird way for me. Like I like for example, I thought the Lolita video was gonna like do really well because a lot of people were asking for it for like
Yeah.
years from me, right? And then it just didn't do even my regular numbers, and I was like, what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? So I don't know what's happening. In any
I think
case,
you're just a magical girl, bitch.
I'm just a magical girl bitch. No, the thing is like it's just but even but even those like magical girl videos or whatever, they're also not very stable. Just things just happen, you know.
Yeah.
In any case, I am I am writing the Fate deep dive, but the thing is, Fate deep dive is taking it's sucking the life out of me. I'm gonna tell you what. Okay. This show, it's not like I'm not like a hater of this show because like some people are really really negative about it online, and like I get it because I personally as an adaptation it does piss me off. But this video in particular, I'm writing it from a perspective of not as an adaptation kind of critique, but
Yeah.
more of like a separate show. Like I'm not going to compare the two. I'm not going to be talking about all the things, all the opportunities that they missed and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people think that you're either a Winkser who's like I hated this show because it didn't do this, this, and this, right? Or you are a Fate fan who hates Winx fans, and who's saying that this show is good on its own, which I don't think it is. Like, it's not a good show. It's not the fault of the actors or like, mostly the actors are not like they don't have anything to do with why the show is bad. But in any case, it's sucking the life out of me. So I was like, okay, I need to be working on multiple videos at the same time because I need to switch my attention from one thing to another so I don't go insane, right?
Fair enough.
But at the same time, it starts to take me so long to make any of those
Yeah,
long
because
term, like
yeah,
long videos. Because
Unless you're like
even
working
short
on a
ones are.
shorter video that doesn't require as much research as like the deep dives, then
So
maybe you can,
basically,
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, so basically, right now, right, I'm doing about 2 videos a week. I do like one video every 4 to 5 days. So sometimes 2 videos, sometimes one video, whatever. And those ones are usually, most of the time, it's those that are shorter, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, I can do research for one day and I can actually make a video about it, right? But all the other stuff is like, I have to be doing it at the same time because otherwise the algorithm's going to be mad at me.
I know. Well,
And it's
I
so
started
frustrating.
editing the one podcast we filmed on Monday, and like I have a full-time job, right? I'm struggling.
I'm telling you, like, it's
I
just,
don't know how you do.
I like the thing is I'm also like I wanted to like get like a part-time job so I can like be a little bit more stable that I don't have to be worrying about the
Paying your
views because
rent.
I as a person I don't give a shit about the views, but at the same time as like a creator who relies on this as an income I
Well, that's
do
the
care
thing.
about the views. So
Yeah,
that's the
you still
issue,
need to be
right?
able to afford like paying for your rent and buying food because we live in
Yeah, and also
Vancouver.
like yeah, and also like people sometimes like like some people who talk about like online creators and stuff like that, they sometimes say like, oh, like if you wouldn't be doing it for free, then like why are you even doing whatever? Like that's just nonsense because like
Okay,
I wouldn't be making this much content if I was making it for free, right? Like I
and if
would still
someone's
do
just,
it
you're
maybe.
not, no, I think the idea is like you're not only making content for money, you're making content that you enjoy talking about, and like also you like graduated in art, so you have some knowledge
That's
that you're,
yeah.
you know,
That's
it's not
literally my
like we're
field,
just,
right?
yeah,
And I feel like a lot of people put me in the same. I mean, like, actually, my subscribers are great. They don't really do that. But I
I
just
know.
see sometimes people talking about these things and they put people who are, like, from the art world
I know.
into the same group as people who got, like, famous online on
I
accident,
know.
like, by
Like,
accident.
yeah, even
And,
I did go to like art school, like America and
mhm,
stuff. I studied visual communication, so again, like
marketing and
similar but not
stuff,
really,
but,
but we
like,
still
design.
have like a bachelor's in some sort of like, yeah,
That's literally
technical
our
and
field. Like this
yeah,
is what we were studying to do. Not specifically YouTube per se, right? But
no, no,
content
but
creation or not even
exactly,
content. Like for me it was specifically fine art, right?
yeah,
But fine art is such a pain in the ass. Like it is a field that is for nepotism babies.
yeah,
You cannot be a good artist and produce tons of art to sustain yourself and be interesting to this world of art, and it's getting into it is very
yeah,
very difficult because if you are rubbing shoulders with the really really rich people then you'll be fine, but if you don't you're basically selling a lot of your work for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, and like good luck making your rent and stuff,
yeah,
so obviously a lot of people who finish school, like me,
yeah,
who got a degree in something that's like visual arts related. Because for 2 years I was doing double major with film, so I have like a lot of technical
yeah.
skills from the other stuff, right? And it's like I don't know. Basically, this whole conversation is just to say that
But like, look, you did your, field, I did mine, and then boom, combine, you got the podcast.
exactly. But that's the thing. I sometimes I just think about like how I feel like some people think that this is just a thing that you kind of fall into or whatever, but it's like, well, I want to be more stable in terms of like not worrying about views and whatever
Yeah.
because I have a paycheck from somewhere else. But because I
And
had
you're
cancer,
working a
I
lot,
cannot
like,
work. Yeah,
yeah,
I already work a lot. Like, I mean, YouTube is considering how much content I make and how like much research I do for it. I don't
yeah,
make like vlogs, right, where I just
yeah.
go hang out and I whatever.
No, no, like you do a lot of research, like deep
Yeah,
dives.
and that takes so many fucking hours. And then I like think about it, I'm like, okay, like I need maybe like a part-time job, right? But then I cannot get a part-time job because basically the only job I could handle right now is a job that's sitting down. I cannot be standing for eight
Yeah,
hours like they
yeah.
do in America. Because in Europe, you're not expected to stand on your feet the entire day when you work in,
Nine
you
hours
know,
management.
see,
I have
here they
9 hours
expect you to
days.
just literally like stand up and like stand the entire time, right? So like it's already difficult when you're in good health, but someone who is a young adult that had cancer, I
Yeah.
cannot handle it. I can't do it physically. I just cannot. And it's the same for many, many people who are either disabled or were temporarily disabled and they're recovering and stuff like that, you know, this age
Yeah.
specifically, who don't have office jobs and whatever because we're not the right age to have like sedentary kind of jobs, right? So basically, sometimes I'm a little bit like annoyed by the fact that I can't focus on doing like a really good long form video
Hmm.
about like some kind of deep dive into a show because I have to keep on making smaller videos to keep on the algorithm's good side, right?
Yeah.
Because I sometimes like I put a lot of work into a video and I post it and it doesn't do well, and then it's like kind of like one of those things where you need to have a bit more volume to kind of combat that, right? Like otherwise you're just going to be kind of shooting in the dark basically
Yeah.
and just hoping that you hit something once in a while. And I do not like most of the brands that exist who work with YouTubers. I just don't like them.
Or
Like
you just
something
wanna
about them
don't
rubs
want
me
to
the
take
wrong way.
anything and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
just for the
Like
yeah,
I'm
whatever
just
you
not good
propose
at
to
being a
your
capitalist.
followers and
Like
viewers, like
I'm just not
yeah,
the best at being a capitalist bitch, you know?
yeah,
Like
because you want to treat the people watching your content with respect.
exactly. And like
Yeah.
every time I like do something, like I take some kind of deal, I like do tons of research about like, oh, okay, so they don't like scam anyone, whatever.
Hmm.
But then it's like it's always still murky because those
Hmm.
like not like businesses have like a lot of ways that they adapt to the consumer finding out about things. Like for
Yeah, for
example,
sure.
I found out about greenwashing a couple of years ago, where like companies pretend to be more eco conscious than they are. Like for example, those like Shein-esque kind of
Oh
companies
my
saying that they
gosh,
are
yeah.
eco-friendly because they use AI technology to predict trends or something like that. And like,
Yeah, and also like
I didn't know.
how many like collections do they release? Like it's I think it's like per week. Like the
It's
amount of
literally
stuff
they drop new stuff every day.
that's insane.
Shein, I think they drop it every single day.
That
And there
just
was
blows my
just like
mind.
recently there was this investigative journalism kind of thing that came out that basically talked about how they treat their workers, and it's nuts. It's so bad. It's like
Yeah.
slavery on steroids.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean,
Like it's cruel treatment. Cruel. Like they don't go shower, like they can't go home to shower and stuff like that.
yeah, I think they work like crazy hours a day. They don't
Yeah.
have like maybe one day off a month or something like that.
And they get like cents off of one garment. So they
Yeah.
have to make
They have to
tons
create
of
so
garments to
much.
make even a
Yeah.
little bit of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, like it's a whole other
I know,
thing. But
that's so yes, yeah.
basically what I'm saying is it's just like I don't want to be promoting bullshit. I don't want to be working with brands that I don't like, right? And I don't want to be releasing like bad videos,
Yeah, poor
which
contents.
means that
Yeah.
I have to be working so many hours. And like I feel like sometimes because I don't get to work on those like bigger projects that I could be more proud of, you
Hmm.
know, it feels a little bit like I am I don't know, compromising too much for my liking, I guess, you know? And like I don't know, I just kind of I've been working on this Fate video,
Yeah.
girl, for weeks at this point. For weeks. And
I know.
I've been moving forward in terms of the script, but the issue is that like even when I do one, when I say one little thing wrong in the video, I lose credibility, or like I get comments about it and whatever, and like sometimes like I don't know, basically it is a whole thing that I'm trying to figure out in terms of how I can like work, but also like still not ruin my health also,
Yeah.
because I
Find a
think
balance.
I think I think right now I'm a little bit out of balance. Like I
Hmm.
don't have days that I set aside as weekends. today
Yeah.
I sat down to read which what we was gonna talk about. I sat down to read which, and I was like, oh, this is so nice not looking at the screen for like an hour. It's so nice because usually like I either walk hopcha, that's when I don't look at the screen,
Yeah.
or when I do like a little workout or something like that, that's when I don't look at the screen. And every other time I'm looking at the screen, I'm either consuming an insane amount of media just to make a video about it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't watch every single second of it, someone's gonna be offended that I didn't watch the entire thing to have an opinion or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I'm over consuming media at this point.
And then now when we see each other, we just don't hang out. We make podcasts.
Fuck, I know. No, the thing is, I mean, because of the podcast, we
Yeah.
just see each other more often, I feel
It's
like.
true.
But basically, I'm working on the Witch video, and like, I really want to make it good. I really want to read the comic book and like, actually understand what the original story was supposed to be and how long it actually is, because I didn't realize how much longer it is than the show. The show only had 2 seasons, and apparently there's like volumes upon volumes of the comic book. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
crazy.
shocked that I don't remember the show. Like, I think I only read the books from the magazines.
Have you watched a lot of like Disney shows?
Yeah.
Like Disney Channel shows?
Yeah, I used to, because on the Wednesday they would show us, like, there was a channel in France where they would have, like, yeah. And when I would go on vacation to my grandparents, they had, like, the Disney cable channel, so I would watch it when I was there, but I don't know. I'll have to
Okay,
look,
then
and
I don't know, honestly.
maybe I'm just gonna watch it and be like, oh yeah, of course, yeah,
Maybe. Because the
yeah,
thing is, for example, I did not remember anything about Sailor Moon, but I remember that it was on TV, but I just did not remember a damn thing
yeah,
before I watched it for the deep dive. And with Witch, it was more like a conscious show for me, the same way as like Winx was, because Sailor Moon was obviously a bit before my time because it was released before I was even born, right?
yeah,
But I think with Winx and Witch, it was like my prime time. That was like literally I was the right age to be like at the
yeah. I was
center
probably a
of the
bit older
demographic.
than you, yeah,
I think so. Like Winx started being released in 2004, but I'm sure it wasn't released in Russia maybe until 2005 or
yeah,
six at least,
yeah,
because they needed to translate it, right? So I would assume that I started watching it when I was around 9. So I was right in the demographic.
yeah,
Same with Witch was like right around the same time.
yeah,
So both of them were kind of big for me in that sense, and it makes it so much easier to actually do these deep dives on shows that I have some nostalgic connection to.
yeah,
Because see, like with Fate, the problems, I am less willing to write them out. Like it's harder for me because like with kids shows, especially those that I have like nostalgic attachment to, you have more fondness for it to actually dig deep to find what was the issue, if you find an issue, right? And like why it happened, to compare to something like Fate where there's so many issues that are a little bit more visible, I guess, mostly because it's an adult show, so you
yeah,
expect more sense from it. You know, like you as an adult, you expect to be entertained. Like when I watch a kids show, I feel like if I'm entertained, I'm surprised about it. But
yeah.
I'm also like kind of surprised in a good way that I was watching something good when I was a kid, not some like media that was like half-assed or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah,
But when I watch something that's supposed to be actually for me right now, like a show that's aimed at people older, and like the thing is, I understand that this is like a young adult kind of show, not an adult show, but Eugenio Straffi, the guy who created the show, was saying
yeah.
that this Fate adaptation was for people who were original fans, so people who are from 23 to 30
Okay, yeah,
right now. So obviously they were aiming at adults, so that's why all these issues start to really piss me off, and like I have to fucking write it all out. And sometimes writing negative things becomes tiring. Like with Winx, like, and with Sailor Moon even, right? there were issues. Like, for example, in Sailor Moon, there were some male gazy shots and stuff like that, or like really inappropriate relationships and other things like that. But they were like, it was kind of a good balance of things that I could gush about and like have like a positive section where I can actually like, talk with passion and with like good kind of feelings about the show, to compare to the negative parts where you have to like sit down and really write it out because you need to explain to people why it's not a good thing for the show.
Yeah.
Girl, when it's so many things that are wrong, you just keep on writing negative things and like in a negative mental state, and you're like, I'm just tired. It's tiring to write things that you don't want to be writing about.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I've been working on this for weeks, and for like, why is it taking so fucking long? I
Because
don't
it's just
understand.
dragging. Like every time you watch it, you know for a fact that you're not gonna have a good moment, and you're like, now I have to write about it. And every time you know you have to watch it, you're gonna be like, no, just 2 more minutes scrolling. Oh, I'm gonna take
Exactly.
Hopa for a walk.
Exactly. I
Cecilia,
keep on
let's go for
doing this.
coffee. Presley, Presley.
Me bothering you whenever like I need a break, because the thing is like I have a hard time staying outside or like something along those lines when I'm going alone. So like I need to be like, let's go for coffee, so I know that I'm
Assistance.
gonna be out of the house for at least an hour and a half. Like I need to make sure that I'm not going to go for like 15-minute walk and then come back home and start working again. I
Fair.
really need to figure that shit out. The work-life balance, because I do not have it. And I feel like if I had money, that would be easier. Because when I don't work, what else am I gonna do? Everything costs money. You know what
Yeah.
actually pissed me
I
off? This
mean,
girl
yeah.
went
You.
viral recently. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw, but this girl who was like talking about how like she spent $10,000 to go to a Harry Styles concert.
Pardon me. $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh. Is it
let me tell you.
like Ticketmasters again? Like having
No, in
crazy.
this case, it was StubHub, and the issue was that she
Oh my
bought
gosh.
tickets, but then the tickets were not sent to her on time. Like, they weren't sent to her before the show. So she needed to, like, find other tickets. And the person, like, a StubHub person was like, okay, so I can give you balcony tickets for this night. I don't have any other, like,
Because they didn't
ability.
send her the tickets on time?
Yeah, so she couldn't get into the venue, right? Because she didn't have the tickets. It
Yeah, I
wasn't
just don't
StubHub
understand
who did
how
it. It was
where
the
did she get
person.
those tickets if she didn't
Stub
receive them on time?
StubHub is like from different people. It's not
Oh,
like a company that sells it, you know what I mean? So those people did not send it to her. It wasn't like, obviously this whole situation, obviously she's not in the wrong for being like, oh, I want my tickets. But then she made this whole video complaining about the fact that she couldn't get her like floor tickets. So
yeah.
she was like, and the floor tickets were like $2,000 a piece, right? So then they were already expensive, right? So then she was like, okay, she was offered balcony tickets. She said no to them, even though she's been to like 20, if not 30 Harry Styles concerts.
Oh
Like
my
she basically
gosh.
follows
Yeah.
him to every single venue and goes to all of his concerts on the floor.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah, I had to find other tickets, and she found tickets that were like 4 to 5 thousand a person
And she bought two.
for that night, and she bought them. And then she also was like complaining about this whole StubHub situation, but then it turned out that StubHub actually returns money to you in its entirety if you don't actually get the tickets. So she didn't lose that money. It's
Yeah,
just
she
like she's
just
just
bought ten
complaining
thousand
for it
dollars.
that she
Like,
yeah. So she's completely out of it.
can you imagine? Like $10,000 is probably like 10 months of rent for me.
That's genuinely life-changing money. That money could make your life so much easier, just to have a
Like I'm
little bit
wondering,
of money
even
to
as
like
an
figure things
artist,
out.
like can you like imagine having people pay this much money to go to your show? Like I
Listen,
know it's not up
I
to them and everything, and like
that's
it's the
actually
venues and like the websites
no,
and
you know
stuff.
what? Turns out that there is a little bit of something going on. Like, I'm gonna send you a TikTok right now that I saw today, because there was a
Okay.
big scandal today about Taylor Swift.
Oh, I saw some even not before today.
Yeah,
I just
so her tickets were going on Ticketmaster because she basically did the ticketing system that is adjustable ticketing system. So basically, depending on demand, the prices would
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even though you can opt out of it as an artist. For example, Ed Sheeran,
Yeah.
who I usually don't particularly like, he actually opted out of it. He made it impossible to raise the prices
Good, I'm
and
glad.
have them like, like inflated.
Yeah.
You know how much the prices were for Taylor Swift tickets?
No.
$50,000.
That's insane. I'm gonna look
That's a
because
salary.
I booked tickets for a Swedish band that's coming to Vancouver on Ticketmasters, and I had to do like Ticketmaster pre-sale. I'm curious to see like the comparison of the price I paid for them from like on pre-sale and now,
I
because
mean, Taylor
it
Swift
did
is the
say
biggest
when
artist ever.
I got to the
So
pre-sale, it was
obviously,
like, oh, prices may be like adjusted depending on the demand, and I was like, what is this? But I had no
exactly,
idea
that's
like
nonsense. Well,
they
you know
had
what? If I see an artist do that, I just automatically assume that they're just like so money hungry and for what? Like especially when it comes to like someone like Taylor Swift. I understand when it's like a small band and they're like, we gotta we're gonna make it as affordable as possible, but if there's more demand, let it be adjusted slightly or whatever. Just because like they're not that popular, the tickets are not gonna get extremely expensive, right? I still wouldn't
yeah.
do that myself, but like okay, like for
Let's see.
whatever reason, maybe they would do that.
I don't know, they're still pretty cheap.
Watch the TikTok. We can like put
Okay.
it in.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's really hard to see the Swifties going through what they're going through with Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster chairman reveals that 14 million people hit the site in the Eras Tour pre-sale. The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million, and 14 million people were able to enter the site. Not only that, but you better believe that Ticketmaster and Live Nation are absolutely considering this to be a win. The chairman says, we did sell over 2 million tickets that day. We could have filled 900 stadiums. This is bragging. And you know who else is celebrating? And this is going to be hard to hear. Blondie. Blondie is for sure celebrating. Taylor Swift officially broke the record for most tickets ever sold for an artist on Ticketmaster in a single day with pre-sale of the Eras Tour. They sold 2 million tickets. They sent out 1.5 million, 1.4, I already forgot the number, 1.4 million pre-sale codes. 14 million people entered the site. Why were people able to enter the site without a pre-sale code is my number one question. And I hate to tell you guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Taylor Swift is just as complicit in this as any of the other people involved. As upset and frustrated as you are with Ticketmaster, you should be as upset and frustrated with Taylor Swift. Because just like other artists have canceled out any tickets that have been resold in their concerts, Taylor Swift could have done something like that. Tennessee Attorney General is launching an investigation into Ticketmaster following their disastrous pre-sale of Taylor Swift's tour. It will investigate whether Ticketmaster delivered on its promise to customers and could grant a court order to make the company do better. Swifties bringing down Ticketmaster is not something that I saw on my 2022 bingo card, but it is something I am absolutely here for. I made a video a couple weeks ago that essentially, I said a lot of stuff in it, but essentially I said that Taylor Swift has been in her capitalist era her entire career. People were very upset about that, but I don't know what there is to be upset about. This woman has shown you over and over again who she is, and you have refused to believe her. I mean, nothing against it. It is absolutely genius, and I fall for it more often than not, if I'm being quite honest. But this woman does not care. She doesn't care about your parasocial relationship. She wants you to think she cares because that's how she gets you to spend $500 on concert tickets when your budget was $200. I gotta tell you, babes, the only people that care about your crying TikToks and your frustrated tweets about the situation are Jane down the street scrolling blindly through TikTok and coming across it. Taylor Swift, even if she does see it, I guarantee you, does not give a fuck. She does not care because if you didn't get tickets, someone else did, and they paid insane amounts of money for it. Anyway, I hope this is the end of Ticketmaster. Very excited for that.
Same. We talked about it.
So
It's still happening. Still
it's
relevant.
still happening. It's still
If you know,
a
you know.
little dig. Anyway, listen, the thing is, with this whole situation, first of all, first and foremost, Taylor Swift is complicit. She knows what she's doing. She didn't opt out of the adjustment system. She did not cancel out tickets of scalpers as other artists do and did before. So, in any case, like obviously, Ticketmaster, it's a bunch of bastards. But the thing is, I'm a little bit glad that they're gonna crash and burn.
I
And
really hope so. That's all I'm waiting for. I swear to God, I'll make a cake when this happens.
oh my God, see, listen, I literally tweeted. I was like, I'm going to celebrate the fall of Ticketmaster the same way as I would celebrate the fall of the monarchy.
Again, revolution, baby. I'll
Roll
just
out the
buy. I'll
guillotines. I don't
I'll
give a
get you
fuck at this
a
point.
Phrygian cap plushie.
Please, honestly. It's just, I'm just saying, it's one of those things where, like, this is ridiculous. And
It
another
is.
thing that I was gonna say, Twitter, did you hear, falling apart?
Oh my
Basically,
gosh.
the entirety, like, okay,
Elon
there
Musk.
was, yeah, there was obviously a lot of issues with him already, and he has already done a lot of stupid shit. I'm not gonna recap all of that.
No.
Everyone heard about that, but
Yeah.
today, a lot of Twitter main engineers,
Yeah.
like programmers of
Yeah.
Twitter, said
Yeah.
that most of them quit, and that right now the app is already slowing down because no one is debugging it, and there's a lot of people, a lot of like basic functions of the app that don't have their like head or any engineers left in the team who were taking care of those things. So Twitter is basically going to collapse at any moment. They said that basically there's nobody to put out fires, because you always have to put out fires with apps, especially big ones like this that have a lot of traffic, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a team of debuggers and people who just keep on fixing shit up all the
Yeah.
time, your app is just gonna fall apart in like seconds. Whenever something hits the fan, it
Yeah.
hits the fan and that's it.
Oh,
You
it's
know?
only a matter of time. And there's
So
so
yeah.
many like some of the celebrities I follow and stuff, like some of them are just like canceling their accounts and just like they're leaving Twitter because they're just
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
ridiculous.
And
It's
what
just
I
like
saw
just watching
today,
this happening right now is mind blowing.
it's mind blowing. But also, like, the thing is, I knew that Elon Musk is dumb. Obviously, he is. Like, he's not a smart person. And the only people who think that he's smart are people who are also not very smart, you know? You have got to be literally the dumbest person imaginable to think that buying a patent is the same thing as creating and inventing something. Like, you have got to be absolutely insane to think that, you know? Especially, like, my brother, he's an engineer. He fucking hates him.
I
He
believe it.
absolutely despises the guy. He thinks he's the dumbest person imaginable, and I agree with him. And that's the thing. I knew that he's stupid, but I did not know that he's like that level of stupid to go buy Twitter and then not let people who were running it for years to keep running it. Like, you have got to be dumb as shit to go in and be like, I'm smarter than all of these programmers that have been running this ship for a
Yeah.
decade or more. Seriously?
Just like come somewhere like in a new whatever environment and you just tell people what to do right away.
Like,
Because you
you can
think you know
tell.
better? Like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising that someone who made his money by just inheriting apartheid money, basically money from slavery, of course he's gonna be a dumb bitch. Like, obviously, he comes from a long generation, or not generation, I mean long line of dumbasses. Like, that's like, of course he's going to be a dumbass. Like, there's no way around it. But it's just insane that he ruined this app that's been working for so many years in the matter of 12 days.
That is wild.
That
I'm just
must be a
like
record.
in my head this is not happening because it's so big and so ridiculous that how is it even a thing? Like,
Twitter's been such a like established company that's been able to be profitable for so long. Of course, in the
Yeah.
past few years, they were not in the green, they weren't expanding and growing and whatever, which is like, it's fine. I don't think your company needs to constantly grow. It can just
No,
sustain
as long
itself, and
as
that's
you
good
like
enough.
can survive, it's really good. Like you should
Yeah,
be happy you're not
yeah.
shutting down because you're some another media or whatever is taking over you.
Exactly. And like this company, it's just Twitter has been such a staple in the social media
Yeah.
community, I guess, or social media
I'm
app
just
game.
waiting for the replacement because all these
Yeah.
smart people leaving the company, like obviously they're gonna create something else. Like I hope.
I mean, yeah, but also like, dude, I'm just surprised that he managed to ruin it that quickly. Like I knew that he was going to ruin it because he rolled out those like, paying for verification ticks and whatever the fuck already. That was it just
Yeah,
insanity.
that
Like
was
that was
just the
the
start of
stupidest shit
it.
ever.
Yeah,
Because it's like it's not a subscription thing, it's a verification of a person, because otherwise there's gonna be
yeah.
misinformation spread. Like, are you dumb? What did you think? Like, seriously, the guy really doesn't have even two brain cells. Like, it's insane. Um, like,
I mean, he's just
it's
saying that, like, how people are, like, getting the blue thing, like the blue check is like accomplishing something or like, being known for something or whatever. Like, it's all
the
like,
point was not that you're like known or famous or whatever, but
no,
the
it's
fact
just
that
so people
you
knew it
can
was,
be imitated and
yeah,
people can get scammed and other things like that
exactly.
because they are imitating your likeness.
Yeah.
It's not because of any
No,
other
no,
thing.
yeah,
It's not like a
it has nothing to
status
do with
thing.
that. But it's, ugh,
Fucking, I
yeah.
girl, I cannot believe that like he ruined the platform that big in 12 days.
Yep. We'll
That
just keep,
must be a
we'll
Guinness
keep
record or some
watching.
shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Let's
And that
see.
cost him $44 billion.
See, $10,000 tickets are not that bad. Anyways, we will go
Yes.
now.
Anyways, thank you for watching and
Thank you.
or
Talk to you
listening, whatever you're
soon.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you soon with a new one, with another episode. Well,
Oh,
what have
jeepers.
I been doing last year?
Where's
Explain that to
Hopa,
me.
by the way?
Pika
There's no episode
went
without
somewhere
Hopa somewhere.
else. I think she left because it was too hot.
Pika!
Oh, say something. That means
Anyways, paka paka.
paka paka.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
All right. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.